friends, so welcome to my February monthly budget closeout video. Can you believe that we are done with February and I am closing out my budget for February? I can't believe it. So I'm kind of curious to see what kind of money I spent in the different categories. I did go ahead and kind of pre-prep just a slight little bit, not a lot, but just a little bit. So with my budget closeout, what I do, I kind of follow loosely the Budget Mom, her budget breakdown, her budget by paycheck, that kind of stuff. And I have her little budget category organizer sheet that I have been using, and I do the highlighting method. And so I highlight for all my weekly expenses, and then I will go and at the end of the month, I created these little budget category breakdown stickers, and in my planner that I have here, I have a whole bunch of just blank sheets at the back, and so I've decided to use them to kind of make my monthly budget breakdown and my check-in and see how I did for my spending for the month. So I have my different categories. So I have my car category, which includes like gas, insurance, maintenance, tags, taxes, that kind of stuff. And then savings, which is mostly, really, that's going to be my Roth IRA. That's the only thing that comes out of there, because the rest of it, everything is, I'm saving, it's cash, and then I ended up putting it in my money market. So I'm not sure, I may need to consider just how I want to do that moving forward, maybe for next year. But for now, I'll leave it as it is. And then I have my subscriptions category, which is, like iCloud, Apple Music, Hulu. I don't have Hulu anymore, but Canva, Dropbox. I went ahead and put in like my memberships to like Costco and Sam's. I include that into my subscriptions category as well. And then I have my giving, and then my house category, which includes everything house-wise, mortgage, maintenance, utilities, lawn care, everything gets thrown in there. Then I have an entertainment category, and then I have an eating out category, miscellaneous, which is anything that I don't have categorized, and maybe an unplanned expense. Then I have my groceries, which includes food and household items like cleaning supplies, stuff like that. You don't see a lot of this come out of my monthly budget because I do the cash envelope for this, and most everything I try to, the majority of it I try to use for cash. And then I have my pet category, and then gifts, and then Amazon spending, and then health and beauty. So we're going to see how I did for this month. So we got to just do a lot of flipping back and forth. So what I will do, I forgot to update my actual monthly budget numbers, but I will go in and see how much I actually spent for each month. And then I will go back. Let's first go back and look at my car monthly budget, what I have for, I should have pre-prepped just a little bit more than I did this time, so sorry about that. I like to put the monthly budget in there so that I have those figures already pre-planned, but I forgot to do that before I started filming. So let's see. So for my car insurance, I think for my car I have $300 of gas that's for my car. And then I believe it's just my car insurance, which is I budget $120. So that's $420 that I budget for car expenses for the month. So I think, oh no, and I also do a car maintenance of $30. So that would be $450. Yeah. Let me just make sure I'm not missing anything. So, because I cash stuff $30 for car maintenance, and then I have my car insurance that I budget for, and then my gas expenses. So that should be $450. Okay, so it should be $450 that I budget for, and then saving should be $1,400 because I'm trying to save $1,000 a month which is mostly the cash for my savings challenges and stuff, and then $400 into the IRA. So that shouldn't have changed. I'm not sure why I budgeted $455 last month. I'm not sure. I'll have to investigate on that. And then my subscriptions. So I budget for Apple Music, which this might need to go up just a little bit because Apple Music was, I think, was it 10? It came out actually as $10.99, so that's 11. I budgeted 12. I couldn't remember if it was 10 or $11.99. I thought it was going up even again. So we'll say 11 plus 3 plus, and then I have 10 for Dropbox, 10 for Canva, 12 for Prime, 12 for Costco, 10 for Sam's. So that's 68 for subscriptions. And I was doing Hulu, which I had budgeted for last month. And so I think that will cover it. We'll see. And then my giving should be, I only had 2 paychecks, so that should be 500. I'm not sure where I'm at on my giving for February. I may have to go back and give a little bit more. And then my house expenses. So my mortgage, $1,500. And then I budgeted $70 for water, $450 for electric, $31 for trash, $70 for internet. And then lawn care. I actually have increased that, so that should be like 120. Okay, I think so. 2241, I think, is what, if I have my numbers correctly. Which that is more this time than I had budgeted last time, but it's because I was budgeting more for electric bill. I've decided to put myself on the leveling plan so that in the future, my at least my electric bill, probably starting in March, will be hopefully, well, it may be in April, because it may take, because I always, you actually pay for the month prior. So in March, I'll pay for February's bill. So it probably won't be until April where I see the actual, because I went in there, and if they put me on the leveling plan, it was going to be like $160 a month. And I thought that's way more easier to budget for than these just crazy amounts that I never know. So, and then entertainment, I don't ever budget anything for that. At least not right now. And eating out, I haven't budgeted for. Miscellaneous, I haven't budgeted for. Groceries, I did budget $200 a paycheck, so that should be $400. And then pet care for Zoe should be $50. And then gifts is $20, which I thought gifts was $30. No, it was $20 because I'm putting in $10 a time. Last January, I forgot I had 3 paychecks. That's what has me confused. So $20. I don't budget anything for Amazon spending, and I should. And then health and beauty is $20. And I thought that I had upped that to $30. I really thought that I was doing $15. I am, so I'm going to say $30 because I think that's what I think. Because I think I was doing $15 a paycheck in that to be able to actually cover better for my stuff. Okay. So that's what I actually think I have budgeted. And then I'm going to speed you guys up while I go and I look through and add up each category and how much I spent. So I will play some music for you all, and then I will get my totals added up here, and then we will calculate the difference and see where I am. So okay, so I went through everything and I think I've got it all written down. So some areas I did pretty good, some I did not do so good, and I kind of wanted to compare last month to this month, so that's kind of why I left this open. But I think I'm going to zoom you guys in a little bit now. Yeah, that way you guys can see just a little bit better. And so my car expenses, so I budgeted $450 a month, which is $300 worth of gas, and then I have a cash envelope that I put money in for maintenance, and then 120 is what I budget for my car insurance, and it's like 117 something. So the actual amount that I spent was $287.44, and now I'm not sure if I put in, because my car maintenance, I may have to recalculate this one, because I put in my cash envelopes for car maintenance. I think I'm doing $30 a month. Yes, and I'm not sure if I added that in or not. I'm trying to add in my cash envelopes because that is technically spending. Money spent, maybe I should say. It's not actually spending as in like I used it all, but I am taking that money and setting it aside, so it still's coming out of my checking account, if that makes sense. So I include that as money spent, even though technically it's money saved. And I don't know if I added in that 30 or not. So hang on just a minute. I'm going to recalculate this category because I know the others I did add in because I remember doing them. But let me recalculate my car and I will be right back. No, I did not. So I was thinking, so because that I need to add in $30. So that would be $317. Let me just 44. So $317.44. Okay. I thought that perhaps that was what I had accidentally did. So I definitely spent less money, but I also had to get an oil change last time too. So that made a difference. And it was like $120. So definitely I had a little bit more gas expense this month, I think, but it's because I ended up going to the Oklahoma clinic a couple different times. So I probably spent a little more in gas. Oh, and I had a couple car washes. That's what really did it. I had two car washes that I had to do, and they were like over $15 a piece. I probably would have had to have paid for like the top car wash, but I like to do it every once in a while because it puts a wax coating on it and it just helps beat up the rain whenever it rains and my windshield and stuff. So that's why it's a little bit more. Plus, so I don't think the gas really was probably that much different, but it was the car wash. So that was about $30 extra. And then last time I had I think I was like $120 some for my oil change plus the change in a filter. So yeah, that's probably the difference. So I basically didn't have the $100 oil change. So that's kind of roughly the difference there. So that helps. And I don't know why I had $455 budgeted last time for gas. I'm not sure. So $450 minus what I actually spent, $317.44 equals $132. Maybe I'll put that over there. $132.56. So I had that much left over, and then I basically have zero left over in my savings because it all gets taken out for savings. And then 68 minus 70, and I know what this is. It's going to be about $297. And the reason why is because I should have actually, but I didn't want to forget it. But maybe I will just take it out because I added in the Apple iCloud for both March and so 70.97 minus 299 would be 67.98. Let me just do that because I technically am not over budget on this because I had, when I was going through there, it actually took out the Apple iCloud. I calculated it for both February and March because it's already hit for March and I wasn't thinking. So actually it's 67.98 spent. So the difference is 2 pennies. Woohoo! Okay, so I didn't go over budget there. My giving should actually, I still need to give a little bit more because I still have $154 that I need to give for the month. Oh, I wrote that on the wrong line. But we will see. I try to give $500 a month, and it kind of messed me up because I purchased for a fundraiser for a youth group. I purchased something to help them out, and So that kind of made a difference in my giving there. And it kind of got me off whack. So I have 154 left that I technically should give. We'll see if I end up overspending anywhere else, which I know I did. Because I may have to figure it out from there. Okay, so my house category, $22.41, and I spent $20.88.69. So that is $152.31 that I have extra, and that was all due to my electric bill being less than I thought it was going to be. So that's where most of that is coming from. And then entertainment, I didn't spend any in that category, so that's $0. Eating out, I did have one Taco Bell run, and so I am negative in the hole on that one. And then miscellaneous, I don't budget for that one, and I spent $117.59 in that, and that was like about 2 or 3 Etsy shops, and then I had to renew my Missouri RN license, nursing license, and nurse practice. Well, it's both the RN and the advanced practice nurse license, so I had to renew that because I I don't own them. I have licenses now in Kansas, Missouri, and Oklahoma, and so I had to renew my Missouri one, and the place that I work reimburses me for my Kansas and Oklahoma licenses because I have to have them for those states for that company, but Missouri, I don't need it for them, and so I have to pay that one out of pocket. So that's where like $95 came from. So most of it was that, just a little bit of Etsy spending. So overall, not too bad for the Etsy spending. Amazon, that's a different story. My groceries, that's always a $0 difference because I take exactly out. And then pet supplies is a little bit more this time because I could have taken it, so I'm actually negative $53.64 because I save I save $50 a month cash for Zoe's envelope, and I ended up buying some cat food on Amazon, and I just ended up paying for it that way and haven't reimbursed myself, so I didn't put it back in the bank. So I'm over budget by $53.64, which was her cat food. And then gifts is $0. I didn't do any extra on gifts. And then Amazon, we don't want to talk about. I purchased a printer, and the bulk of my Amazon shopping this last month was all budgeting supplies. I was going back through there, and I think I had the one cat food, and then it was all budgeting stuff because technically the printer I got was budgeting supplies for me to print off savings challenges. And yeah, so the bulk of it was that. I really need to probably create a budgeting category, and I was thinking about, I'm going to look back and see what my entertainment expense was in January because I didn't have any entertainment expenses. And right now for entertainment in that category, I say it's vacations, if I go out somewhere, going to eat, if I do any shopping, and then pedicures. Well, pedicures is actually, I moved that under health and beauty, so I need to take that one off of there. And then I haven't really been doing much shopping. Oh, that won't let me erase. Okay, that's fine. I haven't really been doing much shopping other than if I just have cash left from my grocery expenses. I've bought a few things, but it's all been cash, like a few shirts and stuff. And it's been cash that I've had, and I'm not spending extra. And I really just don't go out and eat that much other than like with my family occasionally. And then I don't have any vacations planned right now. And so I'm thinking about changing this entertainment category to be budgeting and changing that category out. because it seems like I'm having a lot of budgeting expenses and I'm not really so much on that. And if I, you know, so I don't know, I'll give it another month, but I'm thinking about doing that. And someone had suggested that because I do seem to have a lot of budgeting expenses. I'm hoping that I can kind of get that minimal, but so far I'm still spending. And then health and beauty, I didn't have anything extra other than just what I saved. So that is the $30 that goes into my cash envelope. So, okay, so let me flip you guys over here. And then we'll kind of do a little recap of stuff. So, because I'm curious, let me add up all the positive numbers and then I'll subtract all the negative numbers. And we'll see if I'm in the hole or not. 132.56. I didn't do this last time. Plus 154 plus 152.31 plus... Nope, that's it. Okay, so now we're going to subtract out... Oh, I could add in 2 pennies. Plus 0.02. Okay. So minus 17.42 minus 117.59 minus, oh yeah, I'm in the hole, 53.64 minus 343.81. So I'm actually, and I think I'll just put this down here. I didn't do this last time, but I think I'm going to do this just for myself. So I'm in the negative 93.57, which technically I'm not, because I had, I ended up pulling over some money actually from my savings account to pay for my printer. So my hope is that once I get paid that I can be able to put that back over and put that money back into savings, but I technically had pulled money out of savings to do that. So that is February. So, well, while I'm doing that, why don't we just go ahead and see how terrible January was? I mean, I survived it, so that's the main thing. So add up all the positive numbers. Okay, and then now subtract all the negatives. Whew, this one's gonna be bad. Yeah, so there we go. There we go. That was, January was rough. So minus 336.27. So yeah, there you go. I survived it, but so I definitely did better in the month of February. Now let's see if I can get March to be even better. So, I mean, I'm okay, because I just really need to watch. It's just Amazon. See, Amazon got me there. And then I had a bunch of miscellaneous expenditures, which I didn't have as much. I think I had like, I'm not sure. I know I had some Etsy stuff. I'm not sure what else came out of there, but there was definitely some bigger. So the miscellaneous and the Amazons definitely, which I don't really budget anything for them, they definitely got me. And then entertainment got me. And that's what I was going to look and see what it was in the month of January that I highlighted for entertainment, because I was curious. Oh, I did some shopping at Walmart. That's right. And it was some clothes that I had bought. So that's what that was. Yep, I think that's mostly what that was. Yep, was some clothes shopping, which I don't typically do very much. And if I do, I try to do cash. So we'll see. I may be able to, we'll give it another month, and I may be able to change this category out to budgeting. And then at least I'll kind of know, like, that's where my money's going. So overall, I did better for February than I did for January. So we're making improvements. My goal is to try to get this all on the positive. And one way I can do that is not spend so much on Amazon, which I really did the last 2 weeks of the month. I didn't do any Etsy spending, and I did very, very minimal Amazon spending. It got down to that very last week of February, and I did do just a little bit of Amazon spending. I am going to have to do a little bit more Amazon spending, but I do have a $25 gift card that will cover some of it. But I need to buy some coffee and some coffee syrups for my morning coffees, and I'm about out, and so I'm gonna have to, that's a must purchase, if you know what I mean. So I am gonna do a little bit of Amazon spending there, but I'm gonna try to really rein it in and do better. So all right, guys, well, I hope you kind of enjoyed this monthly budget, kind of check in, end of the month check in, the budget closeout, recap, whatever. And I will see you guys, I guess, in the next video very soon. Bye, guys.